Okay, couple things. Let's go to the basement. We'll start with number 10,
Yeah.
ODU. Now, shout to the MAC in Buffalo. The Bulls played a good, Coastal's a very good team, returned everybody, 17th ranked team, and Buffalo played them to a 28-25 loss. So you see it there. ODU is sitting at 10, Michael, as far as the rankings, and they are hosting Buffalo today with Buffalo laying 13.
And I love this nugget, the under. Now, look, I don't think you could ever play every game, but I think 13 is probably the lowest you're going to get Old Dominion this year as a basement team. I think that's the lowest you're probably told you're going to get them. And I think the under certainly is in play as the Monarchs of the last 6 games in September. This is a program that's just establishing themselves. I like Buffalo here. I would lay the 13.5.
There you have it. Number 9, as far as Michael Lombardi's bottom 10, we go to the basement. Well, they covered last night. UNLV, all of a sudden, an offensive powerhouse.
I didn't see that coming.
They were catching 30. Now, Fresno State's a very good team, and Hainer is tremendous. But UNLV covers last night. Arroyo, a nice little cover.
Yeah, has he won a game yet at UNLV?
He hasn't won a game. That's an issue.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think this is going to get worse because I think UNLV's going to have to make coaching changes this year. They're going. The Frihita family isn't going to. They built that brand new facility. They really didn't want to change coaches. The former athletic director did, for the right reasons. But this isn't working. I mean, this isn't working at UNLV. This program shouldn't be. This program at UNLV has facilities much like the University of Louisville.
Amazing.
And they should be at a higher rank level than this, and they should play Fresno State to a closer game. That was a lot of points to give up at the Fresno State, especially when Fresno State had been off an exhausting game. I was laying off that one, but I think UNLV is going to be a strong play for all of us in coming weeks because it's only going to go from worse to worser.
You said it. Now I'm hungry. I'm going to eat some fajitas later tonight.
Is that how you say that name?
I think that's
the name of.
Listen, I just always I acquiesce when it comes to names. You know how that goes.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Right.
Kansas is in the basement, Michael. They're coming in at 8.
They belong in the basement. They belong in the basement so much. I mean, when you look at the Jayhawks, what are they? 1-10 over their last 11 games against the spread. Now they're playing Dookie today, right?
Yes, sir.
And Duke has been somewhat inconsistent. Duke played better last week. So, I don't know if Cutcliffe has it in him to just run it up. But to me, this is a Kansas program that I think Lance Leipold is going to build with a lot of players that he transferred in from Buffalo. I'd probably stay away from the Kansas Jayhawks this weekend in the basement, only because I don't think Duke's explosive.
Duke's laying 16. The Jayhawks don't just lose; they lose and don't cover. They're 1-10 ATS their last 11 as a dog. I think he's going to be. I think he's good hire. Going to be a good coach. It's going to take a little bit. It's going to take a little bit.
It's going to take some time. No doubt about it.
Next up, Michael, number 7.
Yeah, let's go.
It's a program when Matt Rule was there, obviously, and Temple was starting to pop. Temple's hosting Wagner today, and Temple's laying a huge number. But let's go ahead and talk about Temple.
Yeah, well, it's off the board, isn't it? OTB.
I got Circa at 36. I got a couple Westgate 36.5. But
I mean, Temple's off the board. Let's go to the next game. We'll talk about Temple next week. They're not very good.
Okay, UTEP. How about your boys?
Oh boy,
UTEP.
Here we go.
New Mexico's in town, and New Mexico's laying 2.5.
This is a battle of two bad ones now. I mean, New Mexico State's worse than New Mexico, but the open pick. This is a pick 'em here. I mean, you're not going to get two bottom basement teams better than this. I mean, UTEP, they won their opener. They're 2-1 overall. I think this is a stay away. I think this is a stay away. I lean towards UTEP here against New Mexico.
Okay, we continue. Michael Lombardi's basement, the bottom 10. The theory, and Michael brought it up, and I think it's great when you can don't just look at the marquee games, don't look at the top 10, don't look at the top 25, those matchups. You can look to the bottom 10. So let's go to number 5, Bowling Green. Hate to see it with the MAC in the mix.
Yeah, well, the MAC's not very good. Bowling Green isn't very good. Their program they're rebuilding their program. 31.5 without Ibram in the game. Is that how you say is the running back who tore his Achilles? That's really a lot of points to lay up. I think the book has adjusted this line fairly well at 31.5. And think about this, it's over 51. So if they cover, you're looking at a 35-0. You're looking at a 42-7 type game. I would grade this probably a C+ if you want to play it. I would grade it a C+ if you wanted to play. I don't think Minnesota is very good. I'm laying away this one.
Yeah, Bowling Green's at Minnesota, and Minnesota, you see, we've got a number of 31. I got a couple of 30.5s on the board. We stay in the MAC, which is unfortunate for your fourth from the bottom, and that would be Akron.
Yeah, I mean, look, 48.5. Would you lay it, Patrick?
I think
I would. I think I might lay
Ohio State's laying, and remember, Ohio State, C.J. Stroud's not starting today, but Ohio State's laying.
Does it matter?
No, I don't believe it does. 48.5 here against Akron.
As our great philosopher Carl Johnson said,
yes,
you just don't know when they call off them dogs, you know?
Right.
I mean, you just don't know. And so, like, I think somebody's paying attention to our bottom line, because I mean, 48.5 is fairly steep on a 68.5 over. I think I might lean in the under here. I think I take the under at 68.5. Is that 68.5, right?
It is 68. It is 68.5. 66.
I think I'm going to take 66.5. I'm going to take the under here. I think the under's the play here.
You could lay 30,000 to win 100 on Ohio State if you so choose to.
Why would anybody do that?
They don't need Stroud in this matchup. Akron in town. Okay, next up on your list, 3 from the bottom, and Hawaii's in town. Hawaii's laying 17 at New Mexico State.
I think you got to go with the Hawaii here. This is a lot. I know everybody's going to say, well, Hawaii travels, you know, and Hawaii comes in here, and it's probably going to be a hard game. But New Mexico State isn't very good. You know, they opened up as a pick'em versus UTEP, and then they beat a couple bad schools. I mean, this is a team that lost to Tarleton State last year in the COVID year. If Hawaii can't move the ball for more and cover this at 18, I think something's going on. They're 1-6. I like Hawaii here laying 17.
Okay, next on the board, before we get to a tie for first in the basement, it's a race to the basement. Troy opened a 24-point favorite against UL Monroe, your boys.
Yeah. I mean, Terry Bowden's going to have a hard time. I mean, the Warhawks are going to have a hard time. They're 6-1 in the last 7 versus a team with. I don't see it here. I don't like this. I don't know enough about Troy to say, hey, go with Troy. Louisiana Monroe is not very good. They're
No.
not very good. And so for them, anytime it's under 30, you're tempted. But how good is Troy? I think you lay away.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I was looking at the game last night and couldn't really find an edge. Okay, and then we finally get to the bottom of the basement.
Bottom?
Okay, and this is a tie. I like the tie here. UMass and UConn are the 2 worst in all of college football.
I love Wyoming today laying 30 against UConn. I think Wyoming is a sleeping giant. I think Wyoming's a good team. I like Wyoming. You know, and UConn is traveling to Wyoming, right?
Utah. Yes, they're going to be at Wyoming.
Good luck in that altitude with that defense and that. I mean, good luck there. I like the 30 Wyoming. I like that one a lot. That would be a 4-star play for me.
No. This is in stores. This is in stores.
Oh, it's in stores. I thought
Wyoming, it was. It's now. It's open 30. It's jumped up to 32. Pardon me. In stores.
Yeah. Dang. See that? Yeah. I like the 30. I mean, can I get it? I like it at 20. I like it at 10. I like it at pickup. But
I'll
take the 32.
You can take whatever you want.
All right, Coastal Carolina, good program down there. I mean, look, let's face it. You know, Coastal has, you know, they're a good team. You know, and UMass, we know they're not a very good team. I mean, UMass is, but 36 seems a little rich for me.
In Coastal, a tough win last week at Buffalo. Come back home.
Yeah,
they returned everybody.
They didn't cover that Buffalo. I thought they would. I mean, I think I would I think this is a C+ game here if you want to play it.
And the totals jumped up with UMass at Coastal there in Myrtle Beach from 65.5 up to 66, 67 at most books. Okay, there it is. The basement, Michael Lombardi. Nice work.
Great job, Stephen James Bond. That was awesome. I love those graphics. Awesome. Way to go.